Now moving on to our third speaker for the webinar, Dr. Seema Wadhwa. Dr. Wadhwa is the Associate Director of Gynecology at the Max Super Speciality Hospital. Amongst her many achievements, Dr. Wadhwa is the recipient of the Senior Citizen Award for Best Gynecologist of the region. But not only that, she has also won the Women Achievers Award. Great achievements, Dr. Wadhwa. Welcome, Dr. Wadhwa. Dr. Wadhwa, we would like to understand from you, what are some of the women-centric health issues and complications that have risen and that you anticipate will arise during these times? Please share your views with us. Dr. Wadhwa, am I audible?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely.
Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Wadhwa, you're audible?
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers for taking this much needed initiative and especially for inviting me to take part in it. It's an awesome panel with such celebrities on board, and it's really a pleasure to be here. Now, the COVID-19 has taken a toll on every country and every person. The pandemic is affecting everyone. However, it is affecting different groups of people in a different way, deepening the pre-existing inequalities that are already present. So, as a medical professional, I believe that this pandemic has far-reaching consequences on women of our country, especially because we have a society which is a different culture altogether from throughout the world. Now, knowledge in my daily life encounter belonging to various age groups. So I would like to just talk about my experience about the three age groups that are coming to us. First, ranging from adolescents to reproductive age group and to elderly women and how this has affected them. Now, considering the health aspects, the adolescent girls are going. All of them are being adversely affected by corona. They're having infections, their sport activities, extracurricular, all have been suspended. Now, this lack of physical activity leads to lethargy, and their health system is definitely at stake. At the same time, they're trying to adjust to this new online system of education which has sprung up, which is mandatory. And this has proved to be a challenge both for these little girls as well as their parents. The mothers at home, they have to supervise the little people, and it is time consuming for them as well. Now, my concern is for those who are not capable of paying for their education during these trying times. There is no income, and that is what concerns us by large. And teenage girls, those who are out of school, may not even return ever. So that is what comes to our mind. Moving on to the second age group, if we see women who are in the middle age category, now they might even be in the reproductive age, critical and professional age at that time in their lives, which are already they are at war in their minds as to whether to start a family or to pursue a career, what to do, which way to go about. Now, we see nearly 60% of women around the world, they work in the informal economy, they earn less, saving less, and a greater risk of falling into poverty. Now, as markets fall, countless number of women have lost their jobs. Jobs have totally disappeared.
Correct.
Now, many women are having to balance between working from home, all while taking care of their kids, cooking, cleaning, and all the household chores. They're taking care of the elderly members also in their families who may even require special medical attention. Now, this has resulted in an increase in the domestic burden on these women of this special reproductive age group that I'm talking about, and has led to a lot of depressive episodes and an unstable mental health. Hence, I would say there has been an exponential increase in women's unpaid care work, and leading to a lot of stress and increased requirement of a lot of counseling sessions from our end in the hospitals. Now, this age group also involves women ladies who are coming to us. I would love to think it for them to routine checkups and consultation. Now, most ultrasound and go closed, or if they are opening, they are opening for a very short while and strictly by appointments. And still, there remains a risk of exposure to these more immunocompromised patients, as I would call during their pregnancy stage. Now, due to lack of ultrasounds, regular antenatal intervention, checkups, there have been complications in pregnancies which are emerging nowadays. We have started, although with teleconsults, telemedicine has come in a big way as a way of safe consultation with these patients without a risk of exposure. They can sit at home and speak to the doctors and consult them. But patients can easily communicate their issues with these doctors. But that, as it may, without a physical examination, there's always a chance of missing out on complications which might be associated with pregnancy, because we need to realize that a physical examination by a gynecologist or doctor goes a long way when it comes to the growth of a child. Now, if we see globally, women make up to around 70% of the healthcare workforce, and they're more likely to be the frontline. The nurses, the midwives, the community healthcare workers, and as such, they are more susceptible and they are exposed to this virus. They're working day in and day out. This pandemic has also led to a rise in violence against women. Nearly 1 in 5 women worldwide has experienced violence. Many women are now trapped in their houses with their abusers.
Correct.
It's deeply worrisome. We go to the elderly, we see the patients who are postmenopausal, or we can see that they face many comorbidities. There's more chances of hypertension, thyroid, diseases like diabetes, disease, cancers, any patients. We have a scenario in these patients. Those who are affected by COVID, as these patients.
Dr. Wadhwa, I'm Dr. Wadhwa. Sorry to interrupt you, but your voice is breaking. Voice is breaking a little, so just wanted to let you know that.
Okay, so now can you hear?
Yeah.
I'll just be close to the mic. Is it better?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. So, if we talk about these those who are more are more susceptible to the medical diseases, more susceptible to complications, which are trapped at home and are not able to come out. So they are very high risk of being impacted by COVID as they are in this stage.
Right.
Again, as they are homebound, it leads to a lot of stress and depression amongst these people. Now, we as frontline workers have been working from hospital throughout. Work from home facility has not applied for the healthcare workers. Hence, the burden on our shoulders is exponentially increased, both to cater for the profession as well as our personal needs. Domestic has been a big challenge for us. So I would say that, especially in my field, I would advise all the pregnant ladies to try to get their as fast as possible. They may take a bit of we are taking today.
Dr. Wadhwa? Dr. Wadhwa?
Yes.
Sorry, your voice is breaking up, so we are losing you in between.
Okay. Should I go? Am I too fast?
Sorry, Dr. Wadhwa?
Okay. So are you able to hear me? Come closer to the mic.
Yes, Dr. Wadhwa. Yeah, Dr. Wadhwa, you're audible.
Okay. So I'm just about to finish. I'm just about to talk a little bit. I'd like everybody to know how the healthcare workers, what are the steps that we can do to ensure the safety of patients and women at home. So measures are there to by only allowing the patient to enter with the mask to minimize the exposure to as much as possible, and proper sanitization, like after each and every patient enter area, so that no cross infection. There is a different facility for COVID positive patients, so to minimize interaction for COVID positive and the public, the hospitals are different. Anyone, especially if it's a pregnant lady who has a symptom to contact with the positive patient, should be tested. We are testing all neighboring patients by large. We need to know whether any infection has arrived in them or not. Now, moreover, it is mandatory for everyone to wear a mask properly. What we are doing is we are covering, just for the sake of covering our mouth, we're doing it. But we are not covering them. So we need to realize that the mask has to come covering the nose as well as the mouth, so that you're breathing in through the mask and not catching the aerosol that is around where highly infected people moving around. So we you to maintain at least 1 to 2 meters of distance when you are in a public area. The elderly and those with diabetes should not go out at home, and we should avoid giving them any kind of because they are more elderly and they may have no the hospital has our elective procedures, surgery procedure, and we are attending only emergency surgeries. Now, this has made us in a better position because it has led to a rise of more availability of frontline healthcare workers.
Yeah.
Now, they can cater to the needs of the more mobile, the needy group, also keeping in mind that the doctors, the staff, the shift duty officers who have to be quarantined once they are exposed to a positive patient. And another set of healthcare workers has to take their place to fulfill the required roles. So I would say COVID-19 is not only a challenging global health system, but it is testing humanity as a whole.
Right.
The healthcare workers, the frontline workers, they are getting exposed, they are going quarantine. Another team is coming forward until they are like 14 to 7 to 14 days of quarantine, and again they are taking over their jobs. So it has been a very big challenge, and especially with the women, because the women they have to work both at home and take care of the outside also. So I would say yes, it is a challenge, and once again, thank you to the team to letting me speak on this topic, which is so sensitive nowadays. And I hope in coming times, with more rules and regulations coming in, the women have better things from the government in grants.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Wadhwa. Thank you for neatly outlining different problems that women have been facing and now that have increased in these coming times, especially the health-related issues. And thank you for also giving us solutions, how we can better protect ourselves during these times. I think it's very important for people to know the exact way to wear a mask and the exact procedures to follow, to protect themselves. So, Dr. Wadhwa, we had
a woman and the gynecologist. I just thought I would present my view of the ladies who are coming to us, and during these times they've really been hit by it, really. So, just getting out of word to the public.
True. I would just like to ask a question that had come for Dr. Seema Wadhwa. It is about the effectiveness of telehealth medicines today, telehealth medicine apps today. Dr. Wadhwa had also mentioned, and you're also teleconsulting with some coronavirus patients of yours. So how difficult is it for you to diagnose something or provide them with some care without actually having to physically meet them and talk to them about it? So I would love to hear, what do you think about the effectiveness?
I would like to add, Sonali, in this. Yeah. Initially, we had, when this corona pandemic had started, lockdown we did start this telemedicine and teleconsult in a big way. Now, initially, जो patients की complaints होती हैं, there's a lot of complaints that we can handle on telemedicine. और उनको हम समझा सकते हैं, जैसे छोटा मोटा बुखार है, कोई derangement of diabetic status है patient का जो already किसी medicine पे है, उसको हम उनकी sugar level उस phone पे देख करके उसको adjust कर सकते हैं, या हमें supplements किसी को advise करने हैं. So little do that and shed the crowd out. And we were able to identify those patients which we wanted to see physically and examine,
Okay.
so that they don't land up in some complications. So हमारा crowd आधे से भी कम हो गया था. और इन जो बचे जो लोग थे, जो पेशेंट्स थे जिनको इमीडिएट केयर चाहिए थी, उनको हमने बहुत अच्छे से अपॉइंटमेंट शेड्यूल करके बुलाया. उनको हम कार में वेट कराते थे, अपॉइंटमेंट देते थे, और अभी भी हम यही कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं. और वन एट अ टाइम हम उनको हॉस्पिटल फैसिलिटीज में अंदर बुलाते थे, so that we are maintaining all the social distancing facility also. At the same time, it is mandatory for those patients who do need a physical examination. Like since I am a gynecologist, कुछ pregnant ladies हैं जो term पे आ जाती हैं, now they are complaining of pain. I cannot say on a telemedicine कि आपको पेन हो रहा है तो आप पैरासिटामोल या बस्कोपैन खा लो, आप ठीक हो जाओगे. For all we know, it might be a preterm labor that the lady might be going into.
Correct.
So I have to examine such a patient. So this was a little limitation that we had, but we are managing it often by shedding the crowd.
Okay. Great. So that means, that telehealth medicine, this app is coming, and, you are finding some utility in that, because there are more and more companies.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, great. I mean, they're private companies.
Patients are out of state, or state borders are closed, they cannot come to us. So
Correct.
we're able to reach out to them, at least talk to them.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vadva.